Herzlich willkommen, Freunde und Freundinnen auf hiphop.de. Neben mir sitzt heute eine ganz besondere Gruppe. Mein Name ist Aria. Mobb Deep sitzen hier neben mir, touren durch Europa. 20-jähriges Jubiläum ihres Klassikeralbums The Infamous. How you doing, guys?
What's up, man? What's up? What's up, Prodigy?
Yep, I think people know your name, man. Half the song. Man, in case you didn't realize, 20 years after the album that it was a classic, you're now touring the world, like leaving your stamp really hard on the hip-hop world, man. How does that feel?
It feels great, man. It feels great to come out here and perform still and, you know, just move around the world and be able to see, you know, all our fans throughout the years and a lot of the younger generation fans. It's all love, man. Word.
How's it for you, man?
I mean, it's kind of surreal because, you know, 20 years ago, we didn't really think that it would last this long, so.
Man, how does the chemistry change from then to now? Are you still like best friends? Do you still think about those times, remember those times that you came up when you were like 19?
We far from friends, like we beyond friends, like we like brothers, like, you know.
I think it's a rather, you know, rude question, but I don't mean it like that. When you see these young kids coming out there to your concert and you being in the game like longer than people like Jay-Z, do you sometimes feel old?
Nah, not really. It just makes us feel like wow, it's ill how music, you know, just transcend time, like, and is able to. Music is so powerful, man. You know what I mean? You can't really put a time limit on powerful music, like, you know what I'm saying? It just reaches so far. It's incredible to see that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, nowadays it's rather normal for 19, 20-year-olds to become stars. Back then it was surreal. I mean, I just talk about Jay-Z. Jay-Z's first album he was 27. You were like 19. Did you even realize at that point what you were doing was just going with the flow at that time?
Nah, we knew what we was doing because we were so passionate about it and we knew that we was young. So us being young kind of was like a hindrance. Okay. It was like kind of like a hindrance on what we was trying to do because nobody didn't want to sign us because we were so young.
Yeah.
With our style of music, they were like scared to sign us. Like, we were younger than 19. Yeah. We were like 16 when we first started, 17, like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy to see the crowd now, and a lot of them are our age when we started, and they really into it, just like how we was into it. Like, it's the same feeling they have about it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Still, you had that eye or that vision because, you know, you put Shook Ones out there as the first thing from that album. So you had that vision to know which song to pick to have that, you know, pop cultural impact. And I looked up on the internet, you know, we hip-hop fans, we know that the typical Havoc sound. I was kind of looking how people talked about that sound and described it. I think Wikipedia said it was that eerie piano loops, and that described it pretty well. What did you do at the time? What feeling gave you the sign that I should go for this or that loop or this or that sample? Because it was, for me at that time, people didn't use these kind of, you know, gritty images and gritty sounds and, you know, eerie melodies.
I mean, you know, at the time, you know, we was living in the projects, you know, so the atmosphere was dark and grimy and stuff like that. So it didn't matter what sample I picked, I was gonna turn it dark. You know what I mean? Once I put my touch on it. So I would, you know, attribute it to living in the projects, like living, you know, in the projects and stuff like that. So, yeah, because it was a dark atmosphere.
Yeah. I know stories from back then, from when, like, Nas told a story about his DJ. He sent his DJ all the way across New York to get one LP that he wanted to sample. It was a Juicy thing that turned to Juicy Biggie. And his DJ came back with the wrong LP. So they just ended up using the wrong one because it was like too much of a shit to go through the city and bring back the right one. Were there any stories, any funny stories, any, you know, fucked up stories for you back in the days when you were doing the production of this album?
Just, you know, well, my grandfather, he was like a jazz musician and a collector of jazz music. So it's like when he passed away, he left all his like jazz records down in the basement where we had started making beats and whatnot. So it was crazy, you know, that a lot of his records was like our first samples, and, you know, when we first started learning how to sample in certain loops and certain things, a lot of it came from where he left. You know what I mean?
That's very true.
So that's a crazy story. Like, you know what I mean? We got passed on his records and we were able to put them to great use.
Yeah, they kind of, these musics lived in 2, 3, 4 generations.
And I'm sure he never, in his wildest dreams, thought that his record collection would be turned into some hip hop music. Like, you know what I mean?
2015, Germany.
He know. Bud Johnson knows. Like, he's looking down on us like, yep, word, yeah, do that. You know what I'm saying? He knows.
Especially the Shook Ones beat. I mean, that's like perfectly the transition from your generation to the new ones. I guess a lot of people, when you turn on the Shook Ones beat, they think of, oh, that's the beat from 8 Mile. You know, how was that situation back then? Did Eminem call you and say like, yo, I want to use that Shook Ones beat for my battle in the movie?
Nah, it was dope. Like, I mean, you know, they using it 8 Mile, and you know, it only helps us. You know what I'm saying? So we wasn't gonna say no. You know, Eminem.
What did that check look like though?
Oh, the check was very good. The check was very good.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. I mean, even German hardcore street rap was influenced and impacted so much by Mobb Deep and, you know, these kind of songs with that eerie melodies, survival of the fittest. Did you even, you know, at what point were you aware that you had such a kind of impact internationally? Not only in Queens or New York, but all over the Atlantic?
Well, early in our career, when we first put Shook Ones out, we had started touring Europe and doing a lot of places over here. And we had like seen right away how Survival and Shook Ones affected people. Like we seen them repeating the lyrics like early, like so it was like it made us step back like, wow, this is crazy. Look, they saying the lyrics, but after the show we try to have a conversation with them. They can't even speak English. Yeah. That blew our minds, and that really, we went back home like, we got something, dog, that's worldwide. Like, let's keep going.
20 years later, man, and you're on the album of Fard, Ego. You got a feature with him, German rap artist. A lot of people here wonder, how did you two get in contact? How did that come about?
Just from, you know, networking and being around, touring, and like I said, networking. And then, you know, we know people that know people. We just hooked it up. We got up in the studio and knocked it out, man.
Is it different with a German artist and with an American artist in the studio?
Nah, it's pretty much the same, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all all on the same wavelength and y'all know what y'all want to do. Y'all want to make dope music, so it's the same.
Yep. Obviously, you're here to test the audiences as well, 20 years, or, you know, after these careers, how people react to your music. Do you play new stuff on stage?
Yeah.
For you know, unreleased stuff yet?
Yeah, we definitely run through our whole catalog. You know, new stuff, classics. Like, we run through the catalog of music that we have.
This time around, there's rumors that Alchemist will be heavily involved in your new, you know, project. Is that true? Can you confirm you've been in the studio with Alchemist a lot?
Yeah, we working on the project with Alchemist. I mean, we didn't really start it yet, like a little bit, but you know, hopefully it will come to fruition. But yeah, that we could confirm that.
What sound are you aiming for? Because it's like, you know, people try to or want you to duplicate the style that you are known for. Still, at the same time, an artist never wants to duplicate itself. How do you handle that?
Yeah, we never try to duplicate anything. With any of the albums that you ever heard, any of the songs that you ever heard, we never tried to duplicate any one of our old songs or something, you know, that might have been a big record for us. We always just do whatever our vibe is right now, whatever's on our mind right now. And of course, it's gonna come out our style, because it's us making it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And with all these young cats coming out, do you still have contact to like the old ones that you wrote with, Nas, or let's even say 50 in the unit?
Yeah, definitely. We're still in contact with our brothers, you know what I mean? Those are the homies, word.
Yeah. Any collaborations, any plans on, you know, getting these guys in the studio for the Alchemist project?
I'm sure that we'll be collaborating with them in the future, like, you know? Yeah, it's inevitable.
All right, man. Hey, it sounds very, very special what's coming up for us. When can we expect that? Next year? Definitely, right?
Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
You said you didn't even started yet.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow, but you can come out with it.
Okay, let's hope so, man. All right, thanks for your time. Have fun on stage in Cologne. I hope it's going to be a good show, man.
Great.
Have fun.
Great.
Thank you very much.